Happy Noveline. If this is your first time here at this channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I really appreciate you coming. For the first timers, last year was my first time doing the 13 days of Noveline. This is the second season of it, and I'm really excited because every single day between the 19th and the 31st, I'm going to have different Halloween patterns. Some patterns will be free from different designers. Some patterns will be on Etsy that cost a little bit less than we normally see. And some patterns are going to be from bigger names that we all know and love that I wanted to do a tutorial on. And I really appreciate every single designer that allowed me to do a tutorial. That's incredibly kind and sweet, because we all know pattern designers, these are their babies. They create things that are just purely magical. We're going to be making a pattern that's a free pattern from Sewn Idea, and it is called the Fabric Bin. What intrigued me was when I was looking through for free patterns, her bin had like Christmas decoration fabric, and it had candy canes. I was like, that's really cool. But the more I looked into the pattern, I realized that this pattern can be utilized for a lot of different things in your sewing room, or as a gift, like a bag or bin that you can gift to somebody with extra goodies inside. So let me show you what we're going to be making. We're making this really cool bin. It is made with fabric that is cotton, and then we interface all the cotton pieces with like a Shapeflex 101. I'm using DLH 2010 from Sew Your Bags and Light. And then there is a Pellon. Let me double check the name of I always get mixed up with the Pellon. The Pellon is the Decrobond 809 WI, and it's really sturdy. We're going to be making the false bottom that you could put into the bag to make it even more sturdy, and you can recycle cardboard. You're like, hey, what do you mean it's sturdy, Nova? And I'm about to show you. First, I like what intrigued me about the pattern is when she folded over and showed the lining fabric. I thought that was super cute. But there's a chopstick, there's a seam roller, and it holds a lot of stuff. So this, like I said, can be tremendous cute things for gift giving. Like if you have like a cookie mix, you could put all your ingredients in separate bags and give it to someone like a neighbor for the holiday, or just different things. I think this would be really cute. I'm going to be using this personally for my clips and I'm really excited about it. So without further ado, let's get into the project. So I picked this fabric bin. It's from Sewn Ideas. It's a free pattern, and I liked it because it looked cute. I like the candy cane aspect, and I also thought having my wonder clips or my glitter clips from More We Know would be super cute in this, as well as just having like little notions, because I have little cups that are jars that I put in it, but I thought a fabric bin would be really pretty and unusual. And I also thought it would be really cute as a gift to give to your, like my son, they have Halloween like fall festivals or whatever. And if I'm able to use a lot of scraps and make really cute Halloween ones, you can stick candies or homemade gifts or cookies with recipes, or having all the ingredients put in the bag, and it has a bin, because these bins can be used for a lot of things. So today we're going to follow along with this pattern. On the second page, it has where the amount you need, like a half a fat quarter. Like it doesn't take a lot of fabric, and it has all the information you need from like the Decobond to the featherweight, and the optional cardboard for a more sturdier bottom, which I thought that was really cool. I love the fact that she has a checklist that helps my little mind work out. She has also cutting tags that you can put on each piece. There's not a lot of pieces to this bag, and it's one of the reasons why I like it. So my interior fabric, it comes from Connecting Thread. It's this really beautiful black and purple checker pattern. The bottom, for the false bottom, I have the same as the lining with a piece of cardboard. Remove these pieces. I have like the pattern pieces. I usually put pattern pieces with my pieces so that way I can remember. And then I have this really cute, I got this from Connecting Thread many, many moons ago. I want to say it's like at least 6 to 8 years ago. And they're like candy cords, but then they have like toothaches. I thought, I don't know, it was cute. So we're going to first take our pieces. We're going to put them right on top of each other. And where our seam allowance is 1/4 of an inch. So we are going to sew the bottom each at 1/4 of an inch. Back stitch well at the beginning and end. I'm at a 3 stitch length and I'm using polyester thread, Sava from Way Whack. And I did not warm up my iron, so we're going to finger press these open. By all means, it's actually better to use your iron, just blast it with some heat and iron. But we're going to poly roll it. We're going to roll it with a seam. It'll be fine. We're going to now do our exterior the same. We're using a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. You could pin in place or clip. With all cotton, I usually prefer pins. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to snip the threads, open it up, and you would iron your seam open, but we're going to seam roll it open. All right, then we're going to sew down the side panels at 1/4 of an inch. Back stitch in the beginning and end very well. And I'm going to just pop this one over here and just chain stitch it. It's something I do a lot if the pattern pieces are similar shape. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. I'm using an 8019 needle, and it is from Oregon. Okay, now you would literally open up these seams and iron it. I'm just going to poly roll it real quick, and I'll make sure I'll have the seams butterflied open for the next steps when we're boxing out the corners. Oh, it would help if I would have sewn this side down. Got ahead of myself. So you take it to your iron. There is a suggestion if you want to seam roll it, open up the seams, to use, if you have an ironing board sleeve, it would help tremendously. You also can just roll up a towel and do it that way as well. And I'm just opening it up. I'm taking the seams and I'm butterflying them, but you can actually fold opposite seams in different directions if that's easier for you too. I'm taking some Wonder Clips and I'm clipping it in place. And we are going to, we're on page 6. We're going to close up these box corners with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, beginning and end back stitch. trim the threads. Now, the false bottom is optional, so we're going to see where it goes once we put it together. I like having false bottoms because it does give it a sense of durability and sturdiness. Okay. We have one box. It's turning someone into a box. Just going to finger press it down to where the seam is, and then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to box the corners. All right. I needed to hold down my threads. Okay. I'm notorious for not holding on my threads. I say it, yet then I don't practice it, you know? And then we're going to trim our threads and do it on this side as well. 1/4 of an inch. Okay. With the exterior fabric right sides out, wrong sides out, and the lining, we're going to do right side. Okay, exterior is right sides in, lining right sides out. We're going to place it inside of each other, and then I'm going to butterfly open the seams. And put a clip there. And do the same thing on the other side. And we need to leave an opening to turn this. So I'm going to pick the side that I'm leaving an opening. You do not want to leave an opening where your seam is. I mean, you can, it just makes it a little bit more difficult than it has to be. All right, so we're going to use a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, and we're going to stitch around, leaving, you can leave a 3-inch opening or whatever you're more comfortable with. Just make sure it's not on, it's not one of the seams that we butterfly open. So 1/4 of an inch all the way around. I backstitch on seams. And I'm getting close to where my opening is going to be. And back stitching really well so we can turn it. If you have If you're not using a flat bag and you're using your domestic, this will be easy because you can just use your arm, your free arm. I'm going to pull out the lining and then just kind of roll. Take a corner and pull out the exterior. And get a tool that's not sharp like a chopstick and just kind of poke out those corners so you're not poking through them. Just poking them out. Then I'm going to put the lining inside. And I'm going to kind of just take the mouth of it, and that's the opening, and just clip along those sides because we're going to top stitch next. Oops. If you want to, without clipping, you could rub some beacon glue and let it sit and dry so that way you have no shifting. You can use double-sided tape if you wish, or pens. So we're just going to roll this lining. So we see exterior with exterior. Okay, and we're going to be top stitching from the interior. So you can do 2 of 1 things. If you want your top stitching to look, if you don't trust your bobbin, then don't top stitch from the interior. If you want to, you could just turn it out inside out real quick. And we could top stitch from there. Trying to get these threads, and I'm going to move my chopstick, and then I'm going to start at a seam, and I'm at a 3 stitch length. You can go longer, you can go shorter. I usually with cotton, my sweet spot's 2.5 or 3. I'm going to do 1 or 2 back stitches. I'm just making sure everything aligns nicely. Remove the threads. I'm going to pop this back right sides out. This is super cute. I'm going to trim any rogue threads. And this is pretty much it. Now if we want to install our false bottom, we can. Oh my goodness, this is super cute. This is my new clip thing. Totally, you're going to see this in videos as my clip jar. So we're going to install a floss bottom. What we're going to do is cut out pattern pieces 3 and 4. So we're going to sew 3 sides at 1/4 of an inch. And if you want to make sure that you, you're sewing directly at the 1/4 of an inch, you can draw like the starting and stopping point of each section, so that way you know when to pivot. Just using my Westcott ruler. It's really cheap and inexpensive. I buy them on Amazon. They're like $3 or $4, but they're, what they do is they have 1/8 of the inches are marked in 1/8 increments, and it's I don't know, it's one of my favorite features on this ruler, because you know sometimes pattern designers will be like 5/8 of an inch, 3/8, 1/8. You're like, okay, I'm not the best with the ruler, so I'm going to now sew these 3 areas at 1/4 of an inch, right sides together. So we should be looking at the wrong sides. And then I'm going to pivot. And I'm back stitching at the beginning and the end of my stitches really well. Trim this. Trim the corners just real lightly. Turn this right sides out. Use my chopstick, point out curves. I had a really cool rainbow one and I gotta find it. It's like lost in the abyss, I call my room. Okay, and then if you continue on to page 8, you see that we slide the cardboard in. And then we're going to close off I'm trying to close this off, folding it onto itself. Double-sided tape or pins can be extremely helpful here. Because it's such a small seam. But you don't want to have raw edges exposed, because then it'll fray, and then when you're grabbing your clips, you're just going to have, in my case, I would have purple threads everywhere. That would not be fun. Alright, so I'm going to bring this over to my machine and stitch this close. Back stitching before beginning and end. I'm using blue thread. I should have used purple or black so the stitches wouldn't be visible from the outside, but since this is a false bottom, it's not really going to be seen. Alright. And then we take the false bottom and stick it in like so. Oh my god, this is so cute. Okay. This is so cute. So I folded it down just like they have it. You can have it not folded and have it fully up, but it holds stuff. Yeah, that's the best. And it holds all this stuff. So I'm just saying, it's pretty cool. And then the reason why I liked it so much is we sometimes don't get to see the interior of the bags or things that we make. So that's in there. We have the false bottom made with cardboard to make it even more sturdier. But this is super cute. This is a free pattern from Sewn Idea. We're done with it. I actually think this will be really cute. I know around this time we start doing gift exchange with other sewists in different groups. This might be something sweet, and you can fill it with like cool notions like pens, chopsticks, seam rollers, some clips. And it might be a really good gift. This might be really cool for kids if they have a class theme for Halloween. You can do really cute fabrics and each kid can have one. I love this. This is a really great free pattern, and I appreciate Sewn Idea for allowing me to make this video, and I really like it. So if you have any other patterns that you would like me to sew from Sewn Idea, please put in the comments down below. I'm really responsive. If you have any patterns you want to see, period, also comment. And if you have questions, feel free to ask. I or somebody in our really wonderful community will definitely answer it. If you make this bag, hashtag me or at me at That Sewn Nova, and I will definitely be able to see. And I want to see everyone's creations. And if you like the video, like, share, hit the notification button, and if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. I promise you're going to get some really interesting content from me. And this is part of the 13 days of Halloween, and I really enjoyed this pattern. So I will list all the information where you can get this pattern for free. I also have, if you want to support the channel in another way, where you can buy me a Ko-fi, and it can help go towards the channel doing more fun and creative projects. And that's it. Until the next time I see you, I hope you stay safe, and I hope you have a good Halloween, a nice fall, and happy sewing. Bye.